use this little filter. You're going to check what items you would like to see or not see. Again, this would be part of the plan. This would be part of the layout. If you knew you needed to have 3 columns in your layout, you would check for themes. And this shows you how many themes are in that filter. If you are looking for e-commerce and 3 column, that would be the 2 filters you want. You come to the bottom here, apply the filter. You can clear the filters and start all over. You can go to theme options, make sure that the theme has some options. You can go to custom logo, make sure that you have the availability to do that. Wide blocks, you can apply as many filters as you want. As you apply the filters, the number of themes that you access will change. So now I have 200 with the wide. This one, which was the underscore one, which has no styling. What I want to do is show you what comes with Customize. Customize you can get to from the front or the back end, and it opens up another browsers that you can kind of look at, menu. And these are the things that are kind of the basic things that normally come with a customization. So usually site identity takes you where you can actually set up a logo. You can set up the words like the puppy essentials. You can set up the tagline, playing and training. And you can actually determine whether you want to display those or not display those based on if you pull in a logo here. You also have the availability to pull in a 512 by 512 image that could be the favicon. So if you see this little W up here in the browser tab, that is the favicon, and that's where that will display. So it will shrink it so that it fits in that area. And I always recommend people do that because as you can see, as you open up multiple tabs in your browser, these favicons actually allow you to see how to get back to a website, even if you can't read this title information sitting right here. Okay, so that's very important to know. So that's the site identity information. That is usually with most customizations. So most of your themes should have that. Colors will be very dependent whether they allow you to customize any colors and whether they allow you to click on this color picker to change the colors or to go and pick any color, and then whether you can actually change the hues of the colors or if you have the availability to change the hue or the opacity of the color. And the opacity just means whether you can see through the color. So this one doesn't allow you to change the opacity, but it does allow you to change the colors, and you could actually see where I changed the color there. It changed it in my headers only. Header image, this allows you to pull in an image to the header. A lot of times it tells you in here what size the image should be. You do have the availability to crop that image. If I select or add an image there, this poor puppy image is going everywhere on my website. And if I crop the image, okay, so there's an error in cropping. So that didn't work, but you would probably want a 1000 by 250, and that would be the best image to put there. The next thing is the background image. This one doesn't tell you what size it is. Menus, this allows you to create and build your menus. So you create the menu and then you build the menu with the pages by adding the items that you want. The customizer also allows you to manipulate the widgetized areas. These are the widgetized areas. So this search is a widget. If I come here and I add or remove it, that is a widgetized area that is based on the theme. So widgetized areas are definitely based on the theme, and how it displays the widgets is also based on the theme. The page settings, whether you pick your post page or your static page, and then where you set up the page names for your home page and your post page. And then the additional CSS, this allows you to do extra coding to allow you to work with the website. So with this one that has nothing going on here, I could actually put in a selector of body, which is across the whole page, and put in a background color. And pink. Okay, so that would actually change that to pink and allow me to see that. So some of these you will have the availability to modify these, and some you won't, based on what their selectors are, based on how the theme is set up. But you do have the availability to try and make code changes if you want with that additional CSS. There are some themes that won't allow you to use this additional CSS. Some of the free themes won't allow you to use the CSS. WordPress.com will not allow you to use the additional CSS unless you pay for their premium WordPress.com. Okay, so all of that being said, I'm going to go look at another theme. So this was just kind of the basic things that normally come with Customizer. Some of these will still be here, some of these won't. The things that normally are always there will always be the additional CSS, the homepage settings, the menus, and the site identity. The color, the header image, the background image, and the widgetized areas may not be with the themes that you use with the customizer. And they may have other things, or they may have more or less than what I have with this underscore one. So if I close this and say okay, and I come back here to the themes, okay, so I can come here to themes. I can pick one of the other themes. So I'm going to pick this education insight theme, and I'm going to activate it. Okay. And then I'm going to go to the customize and look at what it has. So it has site identity, color, header image, background. So all that's the same. Menu, widget, homepage settings. Okay, that's all the same. Theme, general settings. Okay, that's different. Okay, so they have a sticky header or show on-site load. So there, I can actually turn that on or off with this little toggle. I have a sticky header now. So as I add content, it should allow, let's see what that looks like with this. So the sticky header, do you see how the nav now sticks to the top of the page? So that's what a sticky header does. So that wasn't with my underscore me, because that wasn't part of that web page. But now I have this, and it's part of this web theme. They also have post layouts. So I have this grid layout that I can establish, whether I want to have the date there, whether I want the author there, whether I want to hide comments. So that would be how many comments are associated with it. So I could actually keep the date and take the author. I could put the author back. Okay, so those are all things associated with this theme. Contact information. I can actually add contact information here. So if I put in a phone number, 555.555.555, and an email, maryc@gmail.com. You can actually see where it will put this information on this theme. So that was something that wasn't on that other theme. Social media. So here I can actually put in social media URLs for each of these 4 social medias. So this doesn't have Instagram. So that would be something I'd have to code if I needed to have Instagram on that social media. And as you can tell, there's just a lot more to this theme than the other ones, than the additional CSS, but the footer text, the course settings, because this is an educational website, service settings, the slider settings, I can actually select the posts that I want to show in the slider. So if I pick a post, and I think that one had a picture. So this actually shows a slider. It doesn't really tell me where it's getting the images from. I'm assuming it's getting it from the feature image, but that would be something I would probably have to test. So if I come here, go back to the home page, I don't really see the slider, and I'm not really sure where this slider is going to show up. So I'm going to publish all that, but I'm going to switch themes now. Okay, so I've made all those changes to this theme. I'm going to go ahead and switch out to a different theme. So that was that educational insight theme, and this is that slider, which is that home page. A lot of times you can go in and look at the details at the theme. You can go in and read here. You can also go to their website and look for documentation. A lot of times their website will have documentation about setting up their themes. They want you to buy this theme, but if I come out and I look for their free themes, if I can find it, I might even come to their contact and say, hey, okay, there's that free theme. I might see if I can find some information here. That actually just shows the theme. But I don't see about us themes. So there's the themes, but I don't see, a lot of times they will have like a tab for documentation on their themes, and I don't really see documentation on this one. So that's very important when you're looking at themes, because if you put a theme up and you don't really know how to do it, you're kind of like me. You're just trying different things and seeing if they work. So I'm going to use the back arrow a couple times to get back to the website. So on this one, I see that they're a valid person. I might ask them where their documentation is for their theme. They may even have some YouTube videos out there that they'll give you if you ask them. So say, hey, I just want to know the documentation on how to set this theme up to make it look similar to what you have in the thumbnail here. That would be my question. And they would come back and they would let me know what they have, or if they don't have, or if they don't have anything, if you just don't buy it. Okay, so that's kind of where I would be with that. So what I recommend is you guys go look at a couple of your customization areas for a couple of your themes and see how they differ from each other. And like I said, this is very theme dependent, and how you work with a theme is going to be how much they give you in that customization area. So here I'm going to activate this one and come back to the customization area. And this one has a demo and documentation. Well, wow, I just love that, because right here in the customization, they have documentation I can go read, and now I can manipulate this theme based on the documentation. Doesn't have as much as that other one did, but they do have this faith blog theme options. So it didn't have as much, or it didn't look like there was as much. This doesn't scroll as much, but this right here also has a separate menu of things I can do. And so here's the typography. I can pick all of these fonts, and these look like all the Google fonts. I would say that typography, they have a little misspelling there, but other than that, they're pretty good. The rest of these all look like they are just the basics customization options. But this documentation one is really nice, where they have this link for documentation where you can go out and read about what to do. First steps with WordPress, theme installation, getting started, install plugins, what plugins they require or they recommend. These are the ones they recommend to help make it work better. So very interesting that they're putting Yoast in there, because I would not normally put Yoast in right now. But it is kind of nice they have some documentation. I don't think I would probably look at the demo sites for the free and see what it looks like and see if it's something I could use. That one's taking a while to load. Okay, so they have a lot of heavy pictures in here, but it does kind of give me an idea of what I could do with the free. So with the free, I could do a lot right here. My social are here, my nav is here, my logo is sitting right here at the top. I would be very curious if I had more than 4 items, how my nav works. Does it split to the other side of the logo? Does it go underneath the logo here? I would be very, very, or are they just assuming I will always just do submenus here?